4 games remain in the Premiership, 1 game remains in the rest of the SPFL, but the real important number here is that 3 points still remain the difference between Celtic at the top of the table and Rangers in second place. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football for the SPFL review show. Pretty interesting week of Scottish football, despite not much changing at the top of the Scottish Premiership. We did have movement in the rest of the leagues, and we could have seen 2 upsets today. We really could have seen both Dundee and St Mirren conquer the Old Firm. It didn't happen, but on another day, it might have, and we will talk about that when we get to the Premiership. There's also some controversial VAR decisions as well that we need to look at. But we're going to start in League 2, as we always do. I think we predicted a Clyde win in the preview, and they done it. A Martin Rennie goal in the 37th minute gave Clyde a 1-0 win over East Fife. What an important win this is. It's a win that takes them off the bottom of the table with just 1 game remaining. And I think due to the form that Clyde have shown over the past 2 months, they deserve to stay up, okay? They were poor for the majority, 75% of this season. But if you can put the sort of run that Clyde have in the last couple of months, then in my opinion, you deserve to stay up. They've put together a run that would make you challenge for a League 2 title. 100%. That's how good they've been. So, for me, they deserve it. They've earned it. And I do believe now they will stay up. And that win at New Douglas Park, absolutely vital. 939 people turned up. So, almost 1,000 people in attendance. And for me, that's a result that will probably see Clyde stay in the division. And even if they did finish 10th, I do think they would beat East Kilbride. I believe it's East Kilbride that they'd be playing in the playoff. Yeah, for me, Clyde would probably beat them right now. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But big win for Clyde. Moving in, Dumbarton 2, Elgin City 2. Not a lot to say really. Dumbarton were behind 2-0. They came back. They levelled it with 2 goals late on, and Dumbarton, you know, probably a team that would be looking to go up this season. They haven't really had it all their own way. I mean, it's a point at home, but it's not a good point. They really, I think, should be beating Elgin City. Didn't happen. Forfar beat the boys in Stranraer with 2 goals in the first 17 minutes. Mark Watley and Stuart Morrison with the goals. That's a poor result for Stranraer, and it's even poorer now that they drop behind Clyde and they go to last in the table. The league champions, again, another poor result, a draw at the hands of Bonnyrigg Rose. And they were at home. Stenhousemuir at home, drawn with Bonnyrigg Rose. 1,500 people turned up to see this. I believe it's their last home game of the season. They couldn't even go out with a win. And Bonnyrigg Rose missed a penalty as well. So who knows, it could have been even worse for Stenhousemuir. But since then, we talked about Clyde's form and how their form's been great in the past couple of months. Since winning the league, and even before they won the league, I would say for the past 2 months, Stenhousemuir's form's been almost relegation. It's been really, really poor.
Yep, they've drew pretty much every match. Like, every game it seems like they've drew. And you can't do that for a couple of months.
They're lucky they had a big lead. Because if they didn't, they could have easily bottled this.
They pretty much won the league in January? And then they've just drew every game since then.
Yeah, pretty much. And Spartans and Peterhead finish off League 2 with a 2-2 draw. 2 goals for Cameron Russell, and then a goal for Hamish Ritchie. It's a good Scottish name there, Hamish, and Kieran Watson. Speaking of Scottish names, it was nice to see all those Scottish flags today at Dens Park. I appreciate that, you know, it made me feel like I was watching a real patriotic matchup.
Well, what do you mean? It was tricolours.
Aye, it was. Anyway, let's move into the League 2 table. Like we said, Stenhousemuir, 11-point gap. They've won the league, but at one point, I believe they were like 20-odd points in front, so they really have just dropped off lately. Still going to be close in the playoffs here. Peterhead, Dumbarton, the Spartans. All 3 teams can still finish in any order here for the playoff spots, but it doesn't really matter as much in League 2 because it is 2 semi-finals and a final. Obviously, you'd probably rather avoid the League 1 side, but I don't think it's that much of a difference.
Yeah, it's not. It ain't, but here I'm more focused with the bottom. Stranraer look like they're doing.
Also, Bonnyrigg Rose getting a draw against Stenhousemuir. What an important point that will be for them, because now you got to believe that Bonnyrigg Rose will not be caught. They're 3 points in front of Stranraer, but they have 12 goal difference better off. So I don't see how Bonnyrigg Rose now get relegated. It's just become a two-horse fight here, a two-horse race. Horses don't really fight.
It appears as a three-horse race, Jack.
Aye, Jack. Well, Jackie boy, you're at the windy here. I don't see how Bonnyrigg Rose go down. And that draw against Stenhousemuir could have saved them, perhaps.
Yeah, they're not going down. It's Clyde or Stranraer. My money would be on Stranraer.
Well, no shit. I mean, Stranraer now need to win. And with the goal difference, yeah, I mean, Clyde could even stay up with just a draw.
True.
So Stranraer don't need to have it in their own hands. Stranraer need to win. The boys in Stranraer need a big victory. And they need Clyde to not win their next game. And speaking of their next game, you know what? We've looked at the table. Let's just have a quick look. We may as well. You know, there's only one more fixture left. So let's see what the game's looking like. Stranraer against the champions at home, and then you got Clyde away against Elgin City.
Well, that's pretty much Stranraer relegated because it's going to be a draw, isn't it?
Well, recent form would suggest that. But here, you know what? If Stranraer can beat the champions and they stay up, then fair play to them. But I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. But as we move into League One.
League One, Hamilton 1, Alloa Athletic 0. Kevin O'Hara, a goal in the 26th minute there, getting Hamilton the win at the Indoorow Stadium. Annan Athletic 3, Falkirk 3. Falkirk maintaining their unbeaten record this season. They were 3-1 up in this game, and then they chucked it away, really. Aidan Smith with that equalise on the 90th minute. Falkirk just, it's all about getting undefeated now, and they've only got one more game to go, so fair play to them. Edinburgh City going down with a whimper, just not too good for them. They did come back for a goal behind, but then Joshua McPake and Dale Wilson gave Stirling Albion a 3-1 win. Celtic Hearts lost 2-0 against Montrose, a brace for Blair Lions, gave Montrose a victory. And Queen of the South picked up a much needed win against Cove Rangers. And yeah, we didn't seem to talk much about League One. Let's just go straight into
There's just not much happening, is there?
No, not really. Falkirk, obviously top, unbeaten still. Hamilton, obviously second, no one near them. Alloa have got third. Montrose now officially have finished fourth with that victory, so we know the playoffs now are decided. There's nothing really here left to talk about in this league. The only thing to decide is who's going to be in that playoff spot. Now, Queen of the South won this week. Had they lost, we would have had a three-way fight between Annan, Stirling Albion and Queen of the South with all three teams on 38 points.
Yeah.
Now, due to the goal difference, I just don't see how Queen of the South get dragged into this now. They've got, 13 goals better off than Stirling Albion and 7 goals better off than Albion. So it's a bit similar to League 2 in that sense, where mathematically they can be caught, but realistically they cannot.
There'll be a guard of honour for them next week.
So it's basically between Annan Athletic, Stirling Albion. That's the last thing to decide who will be playing in the relegation playoffs. And if we look at the fixtures to see who's getting who, Annan Athletic are playing Stirling. Wow, so that's actually pretty interesting. That's
a big game.
That is a big game there, and I believe Annan are ahead, so therefore, if they can get a win or draw, I mean, that sets up perfectly. Stirling Albion have got home advantage, but Annan Athletic have got the advantage of only needing a draw. That would be a good game. They should put that on telly. I wouldn't watch it, but it should be on telly nonetheless.
At the Fourth Bank Stadium.
No, I would watch it, actually. I would. Scottish football.
Make your mind up, man.
Anyway, let's see here. Arbroath going out with a whimper, going out with not a bang. What's the opposite of a bang?
Puff.
Puff of smoke. Puff and it's gone. Queen's Park 5, Arbroath 0. Kevin Clancy being relegated to Championship. I think you should have relegated him a further couple of divisions, in my opinion.
Yeah, Arbroath were accused of lying down by big man, what's his name, Duncan Ferguson.
That's
Are
right.
they? Fucking looks like it, man.
It would appear that way. I mean, is there any... Could this be the last we see Arbroath in the Championship?
Yeah, it is this season.
I know, but I mean, I'm not convinced they come back up.
No, I'm not.
Dunfermline 1, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 1. I mean, again, you've got Dunfermline here pulling out the big attendances. Their season's over, and they're getting over 5,000. That's the kind of club that you want in the top flight. Pointless game for them at home, and they're doing that.
And if they got back in the top flight, they'd be doing better as well.
100%. Greenock Morton 0, Raith Rovers 0. Again, dead games now. Nothing happening here. Dead game. Partick 0, Ayr United 0. Not so much a dead game because Partick and Airdrie are fighting for third place, but it doesn't really matter.
It's
does
a dead position, though, isn't it? That's
it is, and then obviously the Airdrie was a 0-0 draw.
So 3 0-0s.
Yeah, nothing really. Yeah, it's a poor. What a 1-1 draw? Hardly the greatest thing.
And a 5-0 scalping of the shittest team in the league.
Yeah, championship disappointing.
What a week that was.
Disappointing this week. So the OC League table, Dundee United obviously have won it. Raith Rovers cannot be caught in second. Airdrie can catch Partick Thistle, but it now pretty much becomes impossible because they would need a 10-goal swing if they won and Partick drew, or lost even, sorry. Greenock Morton and Dunfermline and Ayr can all still battle to finish 5th, but I mean, who cares about 5th place?
No.
Really, and Queen's Park and Inverness Caledonian Thistle are still going at it for that relegation playoff spot, so that could be crucial. Inverness Caledonian Thistle have better goal difference, so a draw for Inverness Caledonian Thistle would keep them up as long as Queen's Park lose in their final game. So let's have a look and see what is happening here. We've got Queen's Park taking on Airdrie at home and Inverness Caledonian Thistle at home against Greenock Morton. I'd say it's winnable games, even for Queen's Park, because they're taking on an Airdrie team who's got nothing to play for.
No, absolutely, but here, Friday Night Delight. Just compare it though to the last couple of seasons. It's dead. Championship was buzzing going into the last day.
Not now.
But at least we've got playoffs to look forward to.
I tell you what, at the start of the season, this could have easily been a game. This could have been a title decider.
Yep.
But unfortunately, Partick Thistle shot the bed this season. So
They did. They shot the bed and didn't change the sheets.
I feel like I shot the bed after that kebab. But anyway, let's move on here to the Premiership. And we'll start with the game I really don't want to. Brother John, Father John, where was he today?
Where is he? I don't know. He was on the pitch.
Fucking would rather Father Ted referee this game. It wasn't very good.
No, he wasn't very good. And why did I take cards, man? My bet would have been up across the board for the Old Firm.
Well, he only dished out one card. Joe Hart got it in the 96th minute. I think Joe Hart should have got it a lot earlier than that. Blatant cheating for Joe Hart. He's probably my least favourite Celtic player outside of Alistair Johnson.
Aye, big AJ, like.
AJ and JH. Those two there.
AJ Styles at right back.
Yeah, that's plenty enough wrestling talk. There's another Celtic fanny on this platform that talks about wrestling, right? We don't need to add to it. Right, so Celtic beat Dundee 2-1. I thought Dundee were the better side. I thought they deserved at least a point. They didn't get a point. They battled hard. It's a shame that they were trying a lot harder at 1-0 than they tried at 2-1. It's almost like the closer they got to the end of the game, it's like, no, hold on, we can't upset Celtic here. Gordon Strachan's in the stands.
It felt that way. But
Gordon Strachan's watching on.
Gordon.
I tell you what, Celtic were poor, but James Forrest, he got 2 opportunities to finish them both. Very fortunate the ball broke to him, especially for the second one. But it is what it is. Like, Dundee couldn't really do much. Even the second one, right, it wasn't that it was bad defending. They just gave the ball away in an area you can't get the ball away, and then they actually recovered with a great bit of defending, but unfortunately the ball, unluckily, just bounced for Forrest. But both finishes were good, especially the first one, right into the bottom hand corner. James Forrest, he's got a lot of doubters, and I think the fact that he is probably at this point the most effective winger at Celtic, that just shows you that Celtic's recruitment has been piss poor.
Yeah, they've just splashed the cash and wasted it.
Yeah, because let's not pretend that James Forrest is like a player that everyone's like dying to be in the starting 11. That they love him. That's not the case. A lot of Celtic fans don't want James Forrest anywhere near the starting 11.
No, and they've been burying him for years.
Yeah, so the fact that this guy is still at the age of 33, still getting into the start, and for me, he should probably be starting. I mean, yeah. I would be if I was Rodgers, I'd be starting.
I just don't think he's got 90 minutes in him.
Probably not. Anyway, he got the 2 goals, and then Portales got the consolation for Dundee. Did take a deflection, but it was on target, so therefore it counts as his goal. I think Dundee deserved more from this game. Tony Docherty was very happy with the performance. Brendan Rodgers said Celtic dominated, and they were comfortable. Just more shite talk there, really.
It is.
I think Brendan...
Him and Clement...
They're full of shite.
Aye, they are. They are full of fucking shite.
They've been lucky. See, over the past couple of months, like, they have been really poor. Alright, maybe Rangers haven't been lucky because they haven't been getting the results. Celtic have been getting results, but they haven't been playing great.
No, they've both been playing shit.
I mean, even you look at that Scottish Cup semi-final, very fortunate to get through there.
They were.
But Brendan Rodgers is making it as if it was in the bag, and
we should
have had the game. We should have had the game sewn up. I mean, what?
You gotta know your place, bro.
Gotta know your place, bro. Oh yeah, right. Anyway,
that's it.
Right, here we go. St Mirren 1, Rangers 2 at the Smiza Stadium. Nick
No,
Walsh was...
Love Street, no.
Nah, fuck Love Street.
Where's the attendance?
No love for St Mirren today. Michael Mandron did get an equaliser after a James Bolton own goal, but a major fuck up at the back allowed Cyril Dessers to head home for the 74th minute. Piss poor from St Mirren defensively. But overall, I thought they were decent, and again, just like Dundee, I think they deserved... I'm not saying Dundee and St Mirren deserved to win, but they didn't deserve to lose. I think that's a fair comment.
I'll accept that.
I think they both at least deserved a draw today.
Yeah, I'll accept that.
But they didn't get it. Rangers got the win. Jack Butland had a solid game. I don't know, I must have missed half his fucking saves in the first half.
You did. Butland was great.
I think I only gave him a 7. I don't know, but looking at...
I gave him a 9.
Yeah, I think looking at the highlights, I think he deserves more than a 7. I'd have probably given him like an 8 at least, because... I don't know.
One could argue if you didn't see the first 20 minutes, you're not qualified to do player ratings, but here, is what it is.
So, well, these early kickoffs, they should push them forward a wee bit. Anyway,
push them back any more forward, you'd have missed fucking more than 20 minutes.
I would have missed all the saves. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Both old firm sides won, but neither side was great. I wonder if we'll get anybody agreeing with that, or will we get them, the zombies? I don't mean Rangers fans, I mean just both sets of fans here, literally just defending their team to the very end. Oh, what are you talking about? We were great, we deserved to win, we're brilliant, we're the best, fall. No surrender.
Aye, what's Celtic say?
Up the IRA.
Aye, up the
Free Palestine.
Aye.
That pish.
Oh, that pish. You know what, right? As much as
Oh, we are the Celtic. That shit.
Aye, that horrendous pish. But you know, they are both so bad. And you know what? You're actually beginning to see a lot of Celtic fans comment on like Twitter and say on Scoreboard that they don't think they're going to get over the line. Because see, think of it, right? Celtic have not played that well. What's happened to Rangers in the past few weeks could easily happen to them in the next 4 games. It could.
Well,
I think they will go over the line, but
the way I see it, Celtic and Rangers have dropped a lot of points already this season, and now you're playing against the top teams in the league. So if you're going to drop points, it's going to be over the next 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And it easily could have happened today to both of them.
I don't think Rangers are going to win the league, right? But it's nothing to do with Celtic. It's to do with Rangers. And I think Celtic fans feel the exact same way. They feel like... I think the Celtic fans that are worried, it's nothing to do with Rangers, it's to do with themselves.
Look, Rangers could win at Celtic Park, and Celtic could drop points at Rugby Park. But I'm not convinced Rangers win all the other games either.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So, you know, even if Celtic do draw at Rugby Park, and Rangers do beat them...
Say Celtic drew every game to the end of the season, that means Rangers would need to win 2 of the 3 games, apart from obviously the one they draw against Celtic. I wouldn't be confident in that.
No. But at the same time, if I was a Celtic fan, I wouldn't take that.
No, of course you wouldn't take it, but...
I think for Rangers to win the league, they have to win at Celtic Park. For me, a draw is not enough.
No.
But Stephen Presley thinks Rangers are going to win the league by 4 points, so I don't know what he's talking about, but... You want to address that, actually?
I mean, Stephen Presley's talking pish.
I believe Stephen Presley had Celtic dropping points today. And here, he was almost right.
Aye,
but unfortunately, almost isn't.
Almost isn't right, though,
doesn't he win you prizes in this game? So, I think we've talked enough about the old firm. Let's move on. Oh, God. What can we...
Let's just move on. There's nothing to say here.
Rugby Park, the battle for third, I think, is almost officially over. Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 0. This game is almost as boring as Stephen Naismith's post-match interview.
He is so boring.
He's so boring that if he offered to come on and do this review with us, I'd say no.
Yeah, it's alright. Nay.
It's a nay for Fog.
Aye, it's a nay for me.
Smith. Anyway, so had a couple of posts being hit. Shankland hit the post, Devlin hit the post. I think Hearts probably were the better side, just didn't get the win. Kilmarnock picked up a bunch of yellow cards, but they could only pick up 1 point, and in the end that will see off any hopes they had of third place.
It's been that long, right, since I did my fantasy football team. I'm pretty sure Sam Lammers is in it.
He's still getting points for the goals he's scoring in the Everton, is he?
I wish. I wish. I don't care. Moving on.
Any thoughts on this?
It was awful.
Would you take this?
It was probably 2 teams cancelled each other out.
I tell you what though, would you take the scoreline when both of these teams play Celtic?
Every day of the week.
There you go. Up next we had Aberdeen 1, Motherwell 0. Jack Fail was sent off for a boot to the area, according to Neil McCann. What's your thoughts on that? Initially, you thought Kettlewell was talking shite.
It's not that I thought he was talking shite, right? It was like he couldn't see why he sent him off. I think you can see why he sent him off.
See, when you watch it on full speed and you don't slow it down, it looks bad.
No, it does look. It looks like a stamp.
And now I think he won the ball, right? But my opinion doesn't really mean shit at the end of the day. It's about the rules, and I mean the follow through and endangering your opponent is a big part of the decision making these days, whether you get sent off or not, or whether it's a foul. And unfortunately, Jack Fail does follow through, and he does endanger the opponent. Now I think it's harsh. I wish this wasn't a red card. I don't want this to be a red card, but I can see why the red card was given. I think the big issue is that this wasn't checked by the ref. I mean, the referee didn't need to check this. I don't know why every red card isn't automatically checked by the ref.
Yeah.
Like, is that too much? We don't get that many red cards. See, I think the referee should look at every red card.
But see, I think what it stems...
That's a big decision.
I think what it stems back to, though, is it's not clear and obvious. And I think that's the problem.
Well, Neil McCann thought it was clear and obvious.
Yeah, but I don't think the people in the VAR room thought it was clear and obvious. But here, it's one of those things.
I'm sick of clear and obvious.
It's not the worst decision I've ever seen.
Well, Kettlewell thought it was.
No, he spat the dummy, so did Neil McCann. But again, I'm not going to... I don't know.
You got allegiances to Aberdeen here or something?
No, I'll tell you what, though. There was not 15,000 people at that game.
Seat swap?
They don't do sweet swap. They do sheep pump.
Anyway, Aberdeen got the goal through Gartman. They also, I don't know, the Motherwell keeper then decided to come out and play in midfield for some reason, stringing some passes together. Motherwell lost the ball, and I believe it was Sokler had a chance, open net, and he ends up hitting it out of play. I mean, it was a terrible attempt.
It was just an awful look, this match. I don't know, it seemed like everything was comical.
It was the battle for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a dead game. You've got Motherwell who's happy to not be relegated, and you've got Aberdeen who just don't want to be in the bottom six.
You know what? The win guarantees Aberdeen to stay up.
Of course.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
As if it was in doubt. Could Motherwell go down?
No.
No, alright, fair enough. Right, speaking of going down, Livi could have went down this week, but they haven't. They've managed to stay up. 1,500 people in the Tony Macaroni, and they've seen a Bruce Anderson and Sean Kelly combination getting them over the line. Bruce Anderson took advantage of some dodgy defending at the beginning. The Ross County defender was blaming the goalkeeper. I mean, just man up. You fucking made an arse of it. Don't be trying to blame it on somebody else for your mistake. Very poor that. Livingston then I think should have had a penalty. They didn't get it. I thought he clearly caught Bruce Anderson in the box, but it wasn't given. And then they did get a penalty for a handball that I thought was a little bit harsher than the penalty that they didn't get. So I don't understand it.
I mean, Livingston win. It doesn't really do much for them. Like, I mean, it's false hope if anything, but it's pathetic for County. Beat the Rangers and they can't beat Livy.
Well, he called him there. I don't think he had his greatest game.
He didn't, but I tell you what, right? This is Exhibit A of why Livingston need to go down. 1,500 fans. And Ross County probably bought 1,400 of them. Come on. No. Like, you talk about this league going somewhere, right? See a league, see like the Turkish league, for example, right? That we've been overtaken in the Czech league. I'm willing to bet the worst team in their league's whipping out.
Yeah, the Turkish league overtook us as well.
Right, they both overtook us, right? I'm willing to bet that they're both got more. The worst teams bringing more than 1,500 to a game. That's for sure. It's fucking pathetic. Hope they go down. Pre-marks, signings, and all that stuff.
Well, we need Dunfermline, Falkirk, those clubs.
Nah, that's what we need. Anyway, moving on. 2-0.
Anyway, any issues on the controversial decisions? VAR penalties?
I don't think the first one was a penalty.
You don't?
No, it's the way he goes down. He goes down like a fud.
Fair enough.
Didn't matter anyway, did it?
No. And it wasn't a penalty, but Marcondes struck it, and it may as well be a penalty. That's how easy it was for him. Great strike, great free kick that we actually seen right into the top hand bins.
Definitely seen. Don't know why we were pretending that we didn't see it, but
we genuinely did watch it.
I know we did.
That's alright then. Great free kick, fantastic. Probably best. Is it the best free kick we've seen this season? It's probably the best free kick I've seen this season.
I think Tav's at Celtic Park was better.
Nah, keeper should have saved that.
They should have saved this.
Nah, the technique on this was great.
Mitov playing it?
The technique was great. Hanlon and Fenty then added to the goals. St Johnstone did pull one back through Kimbioka, who's been a decent wee signing for them, but the Craig Levein effect has completely worn off now, and I'm worried for St Johnstone. Not in a sense that I care if they go down, just more in a sense that if I was a St Johnstone fan, I'd be extremely worried.
Who would I rather go down between St Johnstone and Ross County? I have no idea.
Well, who do you think?
Honestly, I'd probably rather St Johnstone go down.
Why?
I don't know, I think Ross County, Dingwall, the Highlands, Perth, Pish. You know what I mean? And the fucking stadium with yellow, orange, red, blue. What is this? A colour chart? No, get in the bin.
Right, St Johnstone in the bin. Right, here we go. League table looks like this. At the top's not really changed.
No. This week, this match day may as well not happen. Hearts pretty much guaranteed third. Dundee, St Mirren battling for fifth, which I think could be crucial, by the way, going into the last day. Hibs, Aberdeen, Motherwell, they're all pretty much guaranteed to stay up. It's between St Johnstone and Ross County, and Livingston are non-existent, really.
There's three fights going on right now. The fight for the league, the fight for the last European spot, and the fight for the playoff spot.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. Everything. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Motherwell, Aberdeen, Hibernian could all change positions, but it doesn't matter.
None of them want to be there.
It's 7th, 8th, 9th. It's irrelevant who finishes where.
Yeah.
Those positions just don't matter a shit. Hibernian do overtake Dundee on points. Not in the table, but on points.
Yep, so that's a pretty big thing going on there. But let's look at the top of the league, right? This is where it all matters. This is where it all comes down to what's going to happen. There's 4 games to go. Up next, Celtic take on Hearts. Rangers take on Kilmarnock, obviously, on the Sunday. Will the Diet Huns do the big boy Huns a favour? That is the question.
Well, Hearts have beat Celtic last 2 games. Why can't they go for the hat-trick?
I'll tell you why they can't.
When was the last time Hearts beat Celtic 3 games in a row?
I don't know.
I'd like to see that statistic.
Well, it's not going to happen.
No.
I'll take a draw. I'll take a fucking draw right now.
Would you take a 1-0 Celtic?
No, but know what I think though, right, is the problem though for Celtic fans as well. I think they'll want, obviously, I'm not saying they'll need to, but I think they would ideally want the game wrapped up before the last game, because Celtic have been worse at home. I'm not saying that they're guaranteed.
Well, no shit, they would.
No, I know, but I genuinely think, going into the last game of the season against St Mirren, man, they could be 1-0 down going into half-time, because their gimmick is to just play shit for a half.
How good would it be if they went into the last game, though, top, and then came out the last game not top? And there's 60,000 of them inside Celtic Park with nothing to celebrate?
Nada. Hee-haw. But here, I've got a feeling there's going to be 50,000 inside Ibrox with hee-haw to chant about either, so...
Tynecastle, mate.
Nah, it will be. Well, it'll be 50,000.
Probably 20,000 will be nothing to cheer for then, eh?
No.
Anyway, that's it. Huns, Diet Huns. We'll see what happens. Till next time, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Scottish football. We love it, even if it does cause us pain. Till next time, peace.